The government of Ethiopia has paid due attention to the dairy subsector as a prime focus to improve the livelihoods and enhance production, according to Ministry of Agriculture. A stakeholders consultative workshop organized by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, Ministry of Agriculture and Korea International Cooperation Agency held discussion on Ethiopia's dairy value chain improvement options. Speaking at the workshop, State Minister of Agriculture Fikru Raggasa recalled that the government launched a participatory, inclusive and holistic livestock development program dubbed Lemat Turufat or Bounty of the Basket in November 2022. For instance, he mentioned under the program, the government is determined to quadruple milk production from the current 7.1 billion litres to 28.4 billion litres by 2031. Thus, he underlined the dairy subsector is given prime focus by this national program.
This effort could not be effectively handled by the government efforts alone. We need collaboration of the different stakeholders, have to do it and tell it repeatedly. And we need a strong partnership between the private and public institutions. And besides, we need the efforts of local, regional, and international development partners, NGOs, financial institutions, academics, and research organizations. So that is why we are gathered here today. We want to discuss the bottlenecks that hinder the development of dairy value chains from the different angles, to learn from the experience of different organizations and countries, to gather the best practices that could be interpreted into government regular plans, projects, and programs.
FAO representative in Ethiopia, Farai Zumudzi, said FAO has been an active development partner to the government of Ethiopia in implementing a wide range of programs in projects to improve agriculture, food security, and nutrition of the population in the country. She reiterated that unwavering commitment of FAO to contributing to the country's efforts to transform its livestock industry, particularly the dairy subsector.
The aim of today's workshop really was more of a consultation amongst a lot of stakeholders that are active in the dairy subsector in Ethiopia, with the aim of looking at what are some of the key issues that we need to address in order, one, to meet the aims of the national strategies that have been developed around the subsector, key amongst which is the Lemat Turufat program, but also the 10 in 10 program of the government of Ethiopia. So we gathered here today also to look at, from a programmatic point of view, how can we then translate some of the issues that are coming out of this consultation. How do we translate that into some programmatic actions? So the idea is really to develop a program that is informed by the needs of the subsector.
KOICA country director Cho Han Diog said on his part, Ethiopia is a country with high potential for dairy farming and dairy industry. Hence, Korea has been supporting artificial insemination of cattle to produce superior breeds, provision of dairy cows to promote dairy farming and improve farmers' incomes, training to improve milk productivity, he elaborated.
It would be great if we could identify some of the critical bottlenecks in putting made in Ethiopian dairy products on the fresh food corners of the stores through the workshop, and come up with the ideas of engaging in realizing the dairy development potential of Ethiopia based on the division of labor. This is because there are so many people out there who depend on dairy value chain for their livelihood.
The consultative workshop aims to make constructive consultations and generate practical and sustainable ideas to transform the country's dairy subsector in line with the country's initiatives.